and in theory, we are live. Hello, everybody. This is a thing that used to happen here. I used to get people together and I used to play games with people. It's not happened for, I think, over a year now. So
you went away.
I went away. I went to Germany.
You left us.
I left you.
You left us.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, so I went to Germany, and I thought, yes, Germany, great, new modern country, amazing, great at technology and great at engineering and all this stuff. And then they told me I had no internet. So, well, I had internet. It's just, I think there was a hamster in a wheel, doing a bit of post signaling and very old school. I was also kind of half expecting to hear that horrible screechy sound every time I turned it on. It tried to load up the web pages. So yeah, I had no internet. So we're back. We are back. We've got two familiar faces with us and a relatively new face with us for this game. So welcome everybody. I will let you all introduce yourself. So just for me, I am David. I am going to tell the story today of Solemn Vale. I am your drunken storyteller. I don't drink that much anymore because I'm too old. But yeah, so I shall be telling the tale of those with no name to these wonderful people. We shall start on my screen, and we shall start with our newest member, our newest person to turn up, Tracy. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a game designer, and this is only the second RPG that I've played, so I'm pretty excited. And I'm in Chicago, so it's not Friday night for me. I'll be doing much more exciting things on my Friday night, like binge watching a show. And my character is Annabelle, and I'm a teenager.
Cool. Next up on the circle round, we have Mark.
Hello, yes, it's me. I am Mark, from the creator and host of the Folklore podcast. People who watch this stream semi-regularly will remember me as a synthetic person who met a horrible end in Aliens the last time we played. Now I'm playing an actual human person who will meet a horrible end in Solemn Vale this time around.
We'll see about the horrible end
on screen because I was late arriving. I am playing Colin, and Colin is a bus driver. Because I was late and disorganised.
Also, I just said that, and I hadn't unmuted myself, so nobody knows what that was about.
It's going well, I feel.
Always. So I've just put in the chat, I'm not sure why, but my mic seems to be picking up everybody else's noise, so I'm going to mute myself. So this could be quite entertaining at times. So right, and the last but not least is James. Who are you?
Hello, I'm James. I'm the co-host of the Lawmen podcast. And tonight I shall be Eric, a teen from the 70s.
And tonight, Matthew, we shall be playing...
I will be mostly Eric.
Yes. So, that would have been... No, that's later than this, isn't it? It's much later than the 70s.
80s, I'd say.
Yeah.
80s into the 90s, I think, yeah.
Cool. So, for those of you who don't know, Solemn Vale is a new-ish... It's been out... I think we got our PDFs a couple of months ago. New RPG from Dirty Vortex. It is a very, very heavily folk horror RPG. So we are playing a horror RPG. As always, we always seem to play horror RPGs, even though most of the horror is just the bad jokes that we tell.
Definitely true.
So I'm looking at James's face there, like, bad jokes? Me? Never! Wasn't my job for a while. Yeah, so it's based in the 1970s in rural England. Hence, we've got this wonderful, nice picture of a church from Morecambe in the background. So, we will be playing not in Morecambe, but we will be playing down in the depths of South West England.
Where all the best people live.
I'm not going to argue with that. I'm technically from the East. So, anyway. So, yes. This is set in the 70s. It is folk horror. There will be horror themes. There will be strangeness going on. There will be all manner of mundanity as well. So, if any of these things do kind of get to you as you're playing the game, obviously not the players. I don't want you to just randomly disappear during the game. But anyone during watching it, if any of the horror gets too much, please do feel free to step away and take a break. We have gone through and I've asked everyone if there's anything that they don't want, and we've done all our lines and veils and stuff. So we are all ready to take that step into Solemn Vale. So we have our small cast at the moment. There may be more joining us later on if this story continues. But I don't think we ever actually asked this when we created characters. So we have Colin, who is a bus driver. He's been hired by a school to take a group of teenagers down to Solemn Vale, or visit multiple churches along the way to see the differences in how the graves act, and take some grave rubbings and just look at the local history of this area. But where did we decide? I can't remember whether we decided where the school was or not. Did we decide whether it was north, south, east, west, local, not local? Can anyone remember?
I don't recall.
I don't think we did. I think we just decided it was a school from somewhere up country.
Out of town.
Yeah.
Out of town. Everyone's out of town. For anybody who's English, this is a little bit like Royston Vasey, but not as problematic as certain people in that show. We'll say you're from maybe the outskirts of London. You're city folk. You're not used to the countryside and its ways and its peculiarities. So yeah, you are driving down these country roads. Colin is sat there in his big bus, one of those proper big wheels, doing the big turny things. And we have Eric and Annabelle in the back on probably very thinly cushioned seats. This bus doesn't have much suspension in it. And you've probably been driving now for a good 5-6 hours non-stop from London. Friday. You left school early on a Friday. This is kind of why you signed up for it. It's like, yeah, go away for a weekend, leave school early, get away from parents, get away from teachers, and go and explore the countryside. But you didn't sign up to sit on a bus for 5 or 6 hours.
That was me. Sorry.
Okay, hearing myself. You didn't sign up to be on a bus for 5 or 6 hours in the spring heat. It's a hot spring day. The sun is shining down, and there's no aircon. This is the 1970s. Aircon is a dream of the future. You've got the windows open. How are you feeling now? We're gonna go a bit Vampire the Masquerade and go. How are you feeling to start with? How's this journey affected you as a character? We shall start with Eric. How's Eric feeling?
Oh, well, I'm enjoying the increase in trees as we go along. Quite looking forward to getting a bit outside and going for a big walk. But I've eaten all my Monster Munch, so I'm starting to get a little bit peckish.
You didn't bring the extra pack of Space Invaders?
No, I splashed all my cash on Monster Munch and Space Raiders.
But you're still feeling upbeat, even though you've been in this hot bus for a good couple of hours, no comfy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to where we're going.
How have you been entertaining yourself?
With my I Spy books.
Cool.
So I've been getting lots of points for my I Spy on a car journey, on a coach journey. I've got, ticked off blue motorway signs. I've seen one of those brown signs for amusement things. We didn't stop off there. And I've seen, more than a dozen cows.
Wow. Any sheep yet?
A few sheep, and a couple of what I took to be sheep, but were actually small, furrier cows.
Okay. Excellent. So when you get back, you can get your scout badge. The I Spy completed book scout badge.
Yes. Yeah, it's doing very well.
Cool. And we'll move up to Annabelle. How is Annabelle feeling? What's she been doing on this journey?
I have been reading a novel, and I'm really pretty much focused on that. So I haven't been bored at all. And, somewhat irritated that Eric is the only one that came with me because, I don't have any of my girlfriends to talk to.
Well, it is what it is, unfortunately. Have you ever left London before? Is this the first time out of the city?
No, I've been to the country with my parents before.
So the trees are not novel.
No.
Excellent. And what about our tired, bothered bus driver?
Well, I've pointed the bus in a straight line down the M5, and the only thing keeping me going really is my selection of Pink Floyd on the 8-track.
How loud is it?
Oh, it's not overly loud because volume only went up to 5 in the 1970s. So,
You got to wait another 5 or 6 years for the 11 to turn up.
Mid-80s before amps get an 11.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, so it's mid-range. It's loud enough that reaching tracks like Several Species of Furry Animal gets a bit, grating after a while.
Excellent.
It's all the early stuff.
All the good
so you've
stuff.
not hit the wall yet.
No.
Good for a bus driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to be running into that wall that early in the story. We're just building up the bricks at the moment. So yeah, you've spent the time down. You've had a few stops along the way, like a few rest breaks, a few petrol breaks and things.
You just need to pee so much.
Kids, they're just drinking all that fizzy pop.
It's the Panda Pops. They go right through me.
Those blue ones, they're the problem.
Yes. So you've gone down the M3 for a little bit, and then you've turned off and you're starting to go through all these windy country roads. Does anybody suffer from travel sickness?
Having had so many Monster Munch, I'm really leaning my nose to the window, a bit like a dog, just to try and get the fresh air in to calm my. So to get a little bit queasy, a little bit eye rolls, sort of metallic taste in the mouth, and quite a lot of spit coming now.
Yeah, the roads are not. They're not well kept, and the suspension is not great. So every time you hit a bump, it's like. But after a while, you start to see signs for small villages, and you pass a few villages, a few local churches, and in a few of these you do. You see some of them have almost like preparations for village fates going on. Like you see bunting around, you see a few people dressed up, looking smart, but it's all very, very relaxed. There's wonderful bright coloured flowers. There's pinks, yellows, reds, blues, dotting the fields, dotting the sides of the road. Fields full of cows, occasional horse. And in one village, randomly, a llama. You're in the rich area, so someone's managed to find at this time a pet llama.
That's not in the book.
No points for it. No bonus points for writing it in. And you drive through, and every village that you go through, they all have you've seen signs to them. You've seen signs to little town Bobsville and all these other places. They all have signs, and then you turn. Colin knows the directions. He's got a map. He's looking over. Turns right down a road, and there's no signposts here. Nothing. The road becomes quite thin. The hedges are overgrown, though they're not very high. In the bus, you can still see over the hedges into the fields. And you notice that as you kind of head down, there is one field. It's huge. It's the biggest field that you've seen. It's completely mowed. It's almost like it's grass, which you probably wouldn't realise is a bit strange to waste the land. But in the middle of the field, there is the biggest apple tree you've ever seen. Obviously, Eric, it's probably the biggest tree you've ever seen anyway. But this is the biggest apple tree that you've ever seen. And you can, at a distance, you can kind of make out figures kind of walking around it. And there's you've passed a few orchards, and you've passed a few hay fields and things, wheat fields, fields full of rapeseed oil and stuff like that. And then there's just empty, massive field. And you're just walking past. And then as you get further forward, you see in front of you a small, say, it is metal. It is a metal sign. It's not porcelain, but it looks old. Sign with the name on it. It says, "Welcome to Solemn Vale." You drive down. It's just like any of the other villages that you've been to, except this road doesn't seem very well travelled. People haven't. It doesn't look like it's used often by large vehicles like your bus. And you start to see some cottages and things as they go down, and then you get to the centre, and it's just a big crossroads. On one corner, you've got the local pub. The Old Man, it's called. Picture of just a hunched over man with a walking stick on the sign. On the opposite corner is a corner shop. And one of the other corners is what looks like a police station. And then looking down the streets, all you can see at the moment, and you can make out, is just houses. Some of them may be other things, and you can't really see anything. Colin, where do you take the bus?
Car park.
Car park? There doesn't appear to be a car park.
Pub car park.
The pub on the street, it's set back. It's probably got a space for maybe one or two cars, but there doesn't seem to be many cars around here, and it seems to be very, very local. There's just enough room to fit the bus on, but it would also be slightly into the road.
That'll do. It looks like a car park shape and acts like a car park shape. I'll put my coach in it.
As you finish manoeuvring in a very much just like, I'm here, you start to notice that the policeman is coming. Excuse me. The policeman has come out of the police station. That's the word. He's just kind of stood there, holding his jacket, bobby hat on,
Pick.
and he's just kind of watching. Doesn't approach, just kind of watches. And you are now parked. The pub, the front door is open. and the lights are off. It's still quite bright and sunny. The windows are quite big, so it looks like it's just naturally lit.
Where is the school booked for people to stay?
In the pub.
Okay.
So I'm going to put away my I Spy on a Car Journey book and get my I Spy in a Village book out.
Okay.
And tick off pub. And concerned local. And policeman. That's a twofer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel another badge is not far away.
Can I get off the bus?
I can open the door, it's fine.
I want to stretch my legs, get a bit of fresh air, feel a few too many Transformer snacks.
Yeah, you should get off before you puke in my bus.
Yeah.
What's Annabelle doing?
I'm packing up all of my stuff because we're gonna go in and find our rooms. So I had spread everything out everywhere, so I'm still organizing myself.
Yeah, this was just the two of you in the bus. You've got all the space to just kind of like empty everything out. Cool.
Who's in charge of this trip? Because Colin's not employed by the school.
There was meant to be a teacher who was meant to come with you, but they've called in sick, unfortunately. So, Colin, you are the only responsible adult around at the moment.
Safeguarding wasn't big in the 1970s.
No, it really wasn't.
That's fine then.
You're lucky you've got a driver's license.
Any help
How
you
do
need
you-
with anything, Colin, let me know.
How do you know I've got a driver's license?
One assumes you are an honest individual. You were interviewed, you went through a process, so you were assumed to have a driving license.
Enough for me.
It's not like you've just got a Ford Transit, put some deck chairs in and cut out some windows at all.
So, I think Eric, I will send Eric into the pub to get the rooms sorted while I file my 8 tracks back into alphabetical order in that little holder above the dashboard of the bus.
So, Eric,
Mm.
I'm going to guess you're going to go into the pub.
Yes, please.
How old is Eric?
I think... Are we sixth form age? Or are we O-levels?
It'll be
I don't think we decided, so
we'll say sixth form for convenience of
yeah.
keeping the age up.
I'm a big and mildly bearded 18-year-old. 17-year-old.
So for Annabelle, Tracy, sixth form is what, 16 to 18?
Okay.
O levels were GCSEs, weren't they? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you'd be like top end of high school. Yeah. So James, have you ever been to a pub before? Sorry, Eric.
Yeah.
Legally.
No.
Good. This is not like any pub you've ever seen before. You're from London. You're from like the city where it's all grey and concrete in it. Like,
Yeah, but I like to get away. I like to go on camping, kayaking, and whatnot trips.
okay.
I've seen country pubs.
This is a very interesting country pub.
Do I get out my I Spy country pub book?
You might need to. There
I
might be a
spy
few.
in a
There might be a
country
few things that you'll see in here. You walk in, and it is old. The first thing that you notice, it is old. It feels and though it looks like Think Pub you've seen before, there is something slightly different with it. You can't quite tell what it is, but it is definitely old. Probably older than anything you've ever felt as a place. The carpets are a little bit warm, but they're the 1970s garish, horrible things. Someone's tried to slightly modernize it. There's actual proper hand pumps behind the bar. There's glasses behind the bar. Everything's that dark brown stained wood. In one corner there is a massive fireplace which even has I don't want to say a spit, but a place to hang a pot to cook on. The pot is not there at the moment, but it looks like it's possibly been used. And you can tell there's a faint smell of cinnamon and apples on the air. In one corner, in the far corner, there is an old guy sat there, hand on his pint, half drunk, just quietly. He's got his cap. He's got his little farmer's cap on, little waistcoat. Just old dude, kind of possibly asleep. You can't really tell. And there's a big burly barman cleaning the edge of a glass. And I'm not going to do a West Country accent, because all my accents go completely wrong every time I do them, and they all fall into the same one. So we'll see where this goes. What do you want?
Hello. We're from the school. We're the school trip. A couple of people have dropped out, but yeah, they've I presume got some rooms for us.
What, the kids who dropped out have got rooms for you? That's a bit weird.
You've got some rooms for us from the school.
The school. Oh, right, yeah.
We're doing the grass rubbings.
Yeah, we got you one room for the teacher.
Mm.
And then there's the kids' room. It's like bunk beds and whatnot. We're kind of a bit busy today, so
yeah.
Yeah, we got people coming down. We got the village festival this weekend, so yeah.
Is there going to be a maypole?
Maybe.
Tick. What about
what's that you're ticking there?
I've got an I Spy book of English Country Village.
Yeah,
David Bellamy.
No. You don't want to do that. None of that, please.
All right. Okay. Is there going to be the Morris dancing? I did a bit at school. With the sticks and the bells and the hankies. They all got a hanky.
You can join in the festival. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well,
here's your key.
Thanks very much.
We want you. There's no running around at night. Once you're in there at night, that's it. Don't come out. Don't come down. We've got to keep. We're keeping the pub for. We've got to prep everything for the festival. So you'll hear noises and stuff. Don't worry about it. Nothing's going on. Just go on.
Can we get Matt? I don't know if the school arranged any food. Is there any places to get any food around here?
There's a shop across the street, and we can get old Bertha can cook you up a sandwich.
Oh, lovely. Well, I'll just go get everyone in. And in the meantime, could I get a pint of a bitter?
You're a bit young
shandy,
for that, aren't you?
Bitter shandy, please.
What's this shandy?
It's where you get 3/4 of a pint of bitter and then lemonade.
What's lemonade?
Busy Pop, Schweppes, R Whites.
Oh, we've got.
I'm a secret lemonade drinker.
We got the
Remember?
beer,
From
we
the
got the
advert.
cider, and we got the mead. And you don't look old enough to have any of them.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm old enough. I drunk plenty of. Let me tell you, I've drunk plenty of piss in my time.
Why would you want to drink piss?
Drank plenty of beers. Plenty of them.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow. Everyone drinks at the festival. Not tonight.
Oh, that sounds fun. Is the festival tomorrow? Great.
All
Well,
weekend, but be gone. I've got to.
Shall I
I'm
get
busy.
the others in, and we'll
Here's
do you
your
wanna just
key.
point us in the direction? Thanks. Which way? Where's the stairs?
Up the stairs. They're to the side.
Okay, thanks.
They're quite steep looking stairs, like not
Almost a ladder.
almost a ladder. Yeah,
Tick.
they are. It's almost like you'd be in a castle. That kind of steepness. Proper old wooden stairs. They've got the runners in them to hold the carpet down. But yeah, cool. He's given you 2 keys. Told you which room numbers they are.
Okay. I'll go back outside, shall I?
As you go back outside, something has happened. We'll go outside. The policeman has crossed the road and has approached the bus. He's walking around looking at it. Going, kicks a tyre just as you come out. So, Colin, Annabelle, what are you two up to now?
Colin's got off the bus and says to the policeman, to DAF, 1965.
Looks like a solid machine, this.
Ah,
Where have you come from then, my lad?
we've come from St. Winifred's School for
That's a-
challenged children.
That's a grand old name, that, St. Winifred's. Sounds
On
like
the
a good
outskirts
school.
of London. London's,
Oh, you're
London's
city folk, are you?
wow, it's on the outskirts of London, so technically we're suburbanites.
Don't get many of you folk down this way. We're a quiet village here. Won't be having none of your city life stuff happening here.
Well, I've got some Pink Floyd in the bus.
Why have you got a Pink Floyd? Why is Floyd pink?
It's the name of a popular beat combo.
Fair enough.
City music.
City. Yeah, we won't be having any of your city music here at the weekend. It's a good old festival village fest. Bleh. It's a good old festival village. I can't do it. It's a good old village festival. There we go. This weekend.
Oh, you got a fate.
Yes, we've got a fete, a village festival. Yes, we've got one of those going on. We'll have music and dancing and all the good things in life. None of your loud, rowdy city life stuff.
Well, I hope it's not a fate worse than death then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not funny.
No, I know.
All right, so
Have you got sideshow games? Thanks, Bethan. Splat the Rat.
well, there's many games. Yeah, we've got Splat the Rat. The kids run around, and we do that every weekend. We've got to clear the rats out the field, you know.
I like Splat the Rat.
Yeah, well, you'll
Spank and Pony's quite good too, but Splat the Rat's. Yeah.
the ponies don't tend to like that one, but you city folk are weird, so yeah, cool. Right, well, if you need anything, just pop over the road. My name's Bob. Everyone in village knows me. Don't know why quite I've gone this accent. It's gone a bit weird now. Took a knock to the head when I was younger.
Your family used to own that village that we passed on the way in, Bobville. I saw the sign for that.
Oh, that
Eric
yes,
ticked
yes.
it off in his little book.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't speak to them anymore. There was a bit of a hoo-ha in the families, and there was a bit of a split. My family came over here. Second cousin Bob's family went over there, and well, here we are. We all keep to ourselves out here now. We don't get many visitors, so.
You settled for a new life here, and the other side of the family kept the accent. Yeah.
Not quite sure what accent you're talking about there, lad.
No, I'm not sure either.
I will stop doing these at some point because I'll forget what they are. I've got a bit Yorkshire. Anyway. Yes, so, yeah, none of your city wiles while you're here. Do enjoy the festivities and, do mind, however, that we are obviously a small village and we have our own ways of doing things here. And, so they might appear a bit odd to you, but don't worry. It's all fine. You'll all be good. So, yeah, right. Nice meeting you. As I said, if you need me, across the street. You got the pub, that's where you'll be staying, I'm guessing. You got the shop across the street. There's a chippy down the road. Yeah, well, I'll see you later then, shall I? Yes, answers on the
Thanks,
postcard
officer.
if you can actually pinpoint any of my accents that I throw out. And remind me if I get them on the wrong person.
Special prize for anyone who can identify an accent during the course of the game.
Right. So, Annabelle.
So, Eric, where's the key to my room?
Here we go. We seem to be in a dormitory.
I'm sorry, what?
Says one room for the teacher, which I guess is Mr. The Colin, the
Just
bus
call me
driver
Colin.
guy, Mr. Colin. And then I think they're just putting us up in a room. He said there was a load of bunk beds or something. So
You said I have to share a room with you.
yeah, but from what he said, it sounded like quite a big room. So you can, we can keep to a, each other end of the room, and if it's a bunk bed, you can fashion a sort of a curtained area with a towel.
Okay, if it's a bunk bed, I'm staying on the bottom.
Sure. Big fan of the top bunk. You decide when to wake up on the top.
All right.
But it should be all right, I think. They did say there might be some noise from the pub, and we not to go down there.
All right, well, let's go take our bags in so we can see what this room is like.
All right. Do you want me to carry your bag?
No.
Okay. Do you want to hammer those 8 tracks, Mr. Colin?
No, they'll stay locked in the coach. That's fine. Thank you, Eric. It's very kind, though. Yeah.
Mm.
Surprisingly kind.
So you head up to the rooms. Colin, your room is very sparse. There is a bed. It's quite old. It's very squeaky. Metal framed. Metal sprung. You touch it, you can feel the springs in your hand underneath it. There's a hand-stitched quilt on top of it. A little bit faded here and there. And a pillow of some form stuffed with something at the end. A nightstand and a light switch with a light, surprisingly.
Well, this is functional.
Yep. And the room for Eric and Annabelle. You walk in, there are 4 bunk beds, 2 on each side of the room, and that's it. The bunk beds they're wooden slatted. There is no springs or cushioning in it. You have sheets folded up at the end of the bed with a pillow on top of it. There doesn't appear to be really anything to put onto the wooden slat to make it less wooden. And that's it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, effectively 4 beds on each side. So 2 bottom, 2 top.
Is this they booked us into a prison, Mr. Collin? Did we get arrested?
Not yet, but we have only just got here. I suppose the time.
Look, I guess what we could do, Annabelle, is because there's only the 2 of us, we could take the sheets and pillows from the spare beds and kind of wrap them up and make us kind of a sort of form of padding. That'd be all right.
Sure. I mean, there's going to be a festival the whole weekend anyway. We're never going to be in the room.
Oh yeah, but it's important to get a good night's sleep. Every sheet you're on top of is worth 2 above you. I remember hearing from my old scoutmaster.
Alrighty then.
Keeps you nice and cozy.
Well, feel free to get a good night's sleep, but I'm going out.
Before we head on from here, I'm going to introduce a rule. I've not introduced any of the rules to anybody in this game. Mark has played this game before. A couple of years ago, you had Matthew Dawkins run it for you.
Yeah, we did some of the beta testing and promo on it. Yeah.
So if you go back to distant past in the Folklore podcast, Mark and wife Tracy, played it with Matthew Dawkins, who was one of the writers on the game. So I'm going to introduce.
And we did some stuff with Red Moon as well.
Yes, you did. This is my first time playing this game, so I'm probably going to get many things wrong here. You have this thing called the Weird Pool, and that's weird with a Y. There's a certain number of points in this pool. There is currently 4 points in this pool, because there are 3 of you and 1 extra. You can take one of these points and add it to your own personal weird pool. That'll allow you to kind of do things later on, but might also then give you a bit more information in the current scene that might hint at weirdness, might hint at other things, might not do anything. But the weird pool allows you to then kind of roll influence rolls and things and do things to find out about weirdness within the game.
The higher your personal weird pool becomes, the more susceptible you are likely to become to general weirdness within the game.
But also by taking the things from the weird pool, I'm going to run it because I don't think I've put it in the cheat sheet that I put up. You can gain a little bit of knowledge as well.
But knowledge comes at a price.
Yes. About the scene that we're currently in. So yeah, you have 4 points. If you want to take a weird dice, a dip into the weird pool to pull out one of these points, you can add it to your own stat sheet, and then I'll give you a bit of information. Or you can just completely ignore that and carry on blindly.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't mind finding out where the mattresses are.
Yeah, cool. So we're now down to... I now have 3 points. So James, on your sheet somewhere, write weird and tick 1 on it. So you now have 1 weird point.
Right.
As you are kind of stacking all the sheets together to try and make something to sleep on, you kind of feel the fabric and see the layout of it. It all appears to be stitched together quite coarsely. It's not like one nice sheet. It's things thrown together. Some of it has lace trimmings on it. Some of it looks like it's got eyelets in it, which would have been used to maybe put some string or something through. And as you're kind of going through, you kind of get the feeling that these might have been clothes at some point. They're all white. Everything's white. Crisp, bright white.
Annabelle, these sheets, are your sheets on your bed? My ones look weird. They look.
Yeah, they are weird.
This one's got a collar.
Do you think that they made these out of old clothes?
Mate, it's what it looks like. It really is. This has got a bit of a shoe on it.
Oh, that's not creepy.
Look, why are they? They look like they've got enough money to buy sheets. Surely, even in the countryside, they've got sheets.
Yeah, it doesn't look like these are worn out or anything. It looks like some of these are new.
I suppose it's a sort of make, do, and mend thing. But I could really do with the making, do, and mending a mattress. Can you see any cupboards? Can we see any cupboards?
Literally just the beds and the sheets. You don't even have a nightstand.
Not even a nightstand.
Bethan has suggested that you sniff the sheets.
I'll give them a sniff.
They smell like washing powder.
That's good.
They smell clean, at least.
Yeah. At least they didn't make do the washing powder out of anything stitched together. Daz.
They passed the Daz doorstep challenge.
It's all the shit. What are the pillows? What's in the pillows? Can I have a look at what's in the?
The pillows are sewn shut.
Does it feel like feathers?
It feels like crumpled up cloth. Maybe with some feathers in there. Like, you know how you get the feathers sticking out the top sometimes and they poke in the side of the head as you're trying to sleep. There's a few little bits of that, but they also feel like there's also other things inside that have filled up the pillows.
Nothing moving.
No.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eric, how about this? There's 4 beds for each of us, right? Why don't we take the pillows off the other 3 beds and sleep on those as a mattress, and then we can put these weird sheets over it?
That sounds like a good idea. I like it. Let's do it.
All right.
Blah, 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 blah. You do that. And by the time you've done that, it's probably... We'll say it's probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. As a reminder, you have come here to go to the church to take some rubbings from the church. So, from the churchyard and the graveyard and stuff. Or you can obviously go and explore the rest of the village. So there's now... You've got a bit of time before the evening kicks in, and they may ask you to not join in the fun and frivolities.
I did. Should we go see if Mr. Collins got any? Should have asked him if he had any spare mattresses or
really
anything.
talk to him?
Well, he seems all right.
Bad enough we got to listen to that music on the bus. Now we got to talk to him.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. It was quite repetitive.
I say we go find something to eat.
Yeah, the barman guy said something about a Bertha and a sandwich, but there's also a fish and chip shop, and I quite fancy some chips.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Should we go get some chips then?
Let's do.
Should we just see if Mr. Collin wants
Seriously?
chip? We can bring him some back.
All right.
I go knock on Colin's door. Knock.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go get some chips from the chip shop. Do you want anything? Maybe a Wally. Do you fancy a Wally?
I'll have. Do me a battered sausage.
Okay.
One of those suspiciously large ones.
Right. Definitely battered. If they haven't got battered, would you settle for one of the suspiciously red ones?
And a push.
Okay. Also, we haven't got any mattresses in here. You wouldn't happen to have a couple of spare mattresses kicking around that we could have, so we have some sort of comfort?
Hang on, let me just have a look and see. What's on my bed?
Not much.
Same as theirs, or is it an actual sheet?
Yours is slightly more mattressy looking.
Okay.
But it's kind of built into the bed. So it's like the metal frame, the springs of your mattress are part of the bed frame itself.
Okay.
And there's just enough covering over the springs to make it sleepable. Well, they're not going to stab you to death as you sleep.
Is there a cupboard or wardrobe in there?
Nope.
Okay.
Anything under the bed?
I haven't looked, to be honest. It's not normally my first priority, but I'll have a quick check. Hang on. I'll go and look under the bed.
I've got to look under the bed. My cousin looked under the bed and he found a magazine of anything under yours?
I will let you decide if there's anything under there.
Okay.
Add some narrative for us, Mr. Colin.
So, yeah, I can see something under there, but I can't quite tell what it is. Hang on a second. I'll kind of kneel down on the floor and reach in underneath the bed. And, yeah, there's something right at the back. All right, I've got it.
Is it another magazine?
It is. Yeah, you're right. It is a magazine. Do you want to have a look?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, here you go. I pass it to him. It's a copy of Rail Weekly.
This has got the old steam trains in it. You into trains, Mr. Colin? Some of your songs sounded like trains.
No, not particularly. I mean, they're all right, but they're not a bus.
That's true. Hey, maybe I'll see. I'll see if Annabelle wants to read it. She seems to like reading. But yeah, we'll get you a battered sausage and bring it back as soon as we can.
All right, lovely.
Give me the money when we get back, yeah?
Yeah, fine, no problem.
I'll go back out to the bedroom, the dorm.
As you head out, you can start to hear noises coming from downstairs. Like there's definitely chatter happening downstairs, as if there are more people, maybe in that pub lounge where you've entered. It's like happy, jovial. It's people getting on with their lives, enjoying a good old laugh every now and then.
Eric, what took you so long? Let's go.
Oh, yeah, okay. Here, we found a magazine. You like reading? Do you want to have a look at it? It's about trains or rails. Hopefully.
I'm super into trains.
Oh, well, perfect.
Sarcasm.
I think it's just trains.
Let's go.
Okay.
So you can hear obviously the chatter and things happening down there. You can hear the kind of gruff, deep voice of the barman talking to people, the occasional squeak of the pulling of the pint, and just general chitter chatter of people down there. as you start to head down the stairs, the stairs are obviously quite creaky. It's an old building, and you head down and walk into the centre, into the bar. It suddenly goes deathly quiet, and everybody just turns and looks at you.
Hello.
And turns, and as you say hello, they all turn back and carry on doing what they were doing, as if nothing has happened, and they completely ignore you.
Eric, this is really weird. Let's get out of here.
Okay, if we get some chips, maybe when we come back, someone might buy us a bit. I could give someone some money and they could buy us a beer.
Sounds good.
Right. Chips it is. I guess we just follow the smell of chips. The policeman said it was down here, didn't he?
Yeah, it's down one of the 4 roads, not the one that you drove in on. Otherwise, you'd have passed him. As you walk out, Mr. Bob, is stood at the thing, nods at you, and just watches you as you walk away down the street. You hear a dog yap in the background, birds tweeting, and as you head down, you see that telltale blue sign sticking out from the side of a building with fish and chips written on it. The fish looks like someone might have tried to scrape it out at some point. And you get there, and there's that big blue window, blue and white stripes kind of going in, and it's got the chains over the door that most fish and chip shops seem to have. And you can smell the grease. As you get closer, the air just starts to feel like the grease, and you can kind of smell it in the air. It's like proper chip shop fat. Your acne starts to come up just as you're getting close to it. It's that greasy.
I love fish and chips. What's your favourite fish? Haddock or cod?
I like cod.
Yeah, that's the best one, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you ever had scampi?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit fancy for me. After you.
Thank you. So what are you going to order?
As you walk in, there's no one in the front. You see the menu, and you see a lot of and chips on the menu, and all of the things that would have gone before it have been painted over. There's a sausage, but there doesn't appear to be any presence of fish in this place.
Oh, maybe the fishmonger's not been round the fish fan.
I guess, but it's painted over. It's not like it's just covered up.
Yeah, they'll have to rewrite it on.
That's really weird.
Oh, hello. I'll be out in a minute. You hear from the background as someone suddenly realises that there's someone in there.
Oh, it's all right. Take your time.
Yeah, just have a browse of the menu. We've got everything on there, and I've got some specials as well. We've got some spam. We've got some more spam. We've got some spam fritters. We got chips and spam and chips, spam and chips.
It's quite posh.
And we've got these green things. I hear they're quite popular up north. They're peas, and you mush them. It's a bit weird.
Have you got any Wallies?
Remind me, what's a Wally?
It's a pickled gherkin.
Right. I'll go into her.
What's
a Wally? What's a Wally? I don't know what a Wally is.
It's like a small cucumber that's full of vinegar.
Why would you want to have a small cucumber? I got pickled eggs. Well, I've got eggs, and I can pickle them. I can stick some vinegar on the eggs.
No, it's just it's very tasty. I like it. It's all right. I'll just have
weird,
chips
that.
And a bag of bits. Can I have a bag of bits?
Bits of what?
Just bits of bits.
We don't.
Like underneath where the chips, where the fish goes, the little bits of batter come off.
We don't have fish.
Off the. No, what's happened? Has the fish van not been round?
We've never had fish. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're not near the sea. We don't get fish here.
Yeah,
I
but
can do you a sausage. I've got a
That's good,
suspiciously
actually.
small one.
you haven't got any suspiciously large ones.
I've got a suspiciously medium looking one. And I got a suspiciously extra large. That
Oh.
one, only half of it's bad. It wouldn't fit all in the fryer.
A suspiciously half-cooked massive sausage.
Oh no, it's all fully cooked. I just have to kind of turn it around, and one half's red, one half's bad.
That's
That's
that
the both
sounds
worlds. That's the
perfect.
both worlds.
Yeah, you could call that a best of both worlds sausage.
Well, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, but it's just a sausage, so.
Can we have that? And I want some
think
chips. What?
I think I'm suddenly not in the mood for sausage. I'll just have the chips.
All right, so 2 portions of chips and the suspiciously extra large sausage.
Yeah. Could I have mine open?
Oh yeah. I mean, you want to take them away? Okay, yeah. Sorry,
Or
not
take
used to.
away.
We don't get many outsiders here, so I'm not used to your. What do you like? Your words. You're using strange language. It's a bit weird. But yeah.
It's my manners. Please and thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have
If
to
we're
give me a
taking
minute.
it away, we should order Mr. Collins.
Yeah, he can have the suspiciously delicious sausage.
Okay.
I'm all right. I just want the chips with loads of salt and vinegar, thanks.
Well, there's your salt, there's your vinegar. I'm going to have to do a bit of cooking, and I'll be a little bit because I've also got to prep for the festival. You know, I'm like the chef around here, and I've got some things going on. So, just give me a minute, and Totter's off, and you hear things happening in the background. A
Fresh
suspicious
chips.
thud, as if something large and floppy has been dropped on a desk.
That smells suspiciously delicious.
Oh, and it's already gone sideways. Yay! After a few minutes, she comes back. 2 bags of not 2 cones of chips in newspaper, wrapped up in newspaper. They're quite large. Kind of like. That's not really going to work in front of my camera. There you go. Like proper cones of chips. And a long thing, probably half a foot long, wrapped in newspaper, dripping with grease. Here you go, my dears. That'll be £2 and 3 shillings, please. I
Wow,
don't
it
know
is
if
a
that's-
posh place.
I don't know if that's expensive or not.
No idea. No idea.
Decimalisation was 1970. You're allowed to have pence.
Maybe it's round here though.
You wouldn't have a shilling if it was round there.
I don't know when the currency changed. I can't remember when it went decimal.
1970.
1970. Okay. Well, maybe they've not caught up with the times. So yeah. Yeah, that looks about right. That's. There's no shillings in here, but I'm sure that'll do. And yeah, hands you off the food. It is. The sausage is remarkably hot. The chips are lukewarm, but they're fat and they're greasy. Proper old chippies. As you walk out of the chip shop, you catch in the distance the church spire. You see the church spire kind of further down the road.
I've just done a comparison for £1972 is worth £39.58 today.
These are really expensive chips.
I knew it was a posh place. Glad they didn't have any Wallies. This is almost spending money for the year.
Yep.
Sorry, I was looking that up. Are we seeing the church?
You've seen the church spire, and you can see the old stone wall out the front of it, and there's a guy leaning against it in workers corduroy. He's got proper old school corduroy on, white jacket, white shirt, old farmer's waistcoat, the cap. It's a bit of a different cap, slightly different look, and he's got a shovel, and he's just leaning against the wall having a smoke.
Hello.
He's about 50, 60 metres away.
Hello.
He ignores you and just carries on puffing away.
Eric, we need to get this suspiciously hot sausage back to Mr. Collin.
It is suspiciously hot, but these chips are really good. Worth every penny.
They better be. Your parents are going to go mental when they find out how much you've spent.
So, yeah, we head back.
Yeah.
Maybe there's someone when we get to the pub who maybe they'll buy me a bottle of mild. Do you think? That'd go great with chips. Chips and mild. Oh, Grandad swears by it. Well, he swears. And he also has chips and mild.
As you get back to the pub, again, Bobby the Bob is Bobby. Mr.
Bobby.
Mr. Bobby. Mr. Bob. No, we won't. We won't. We're not going. We're not going to channel. I can't speak today. Channel our inner ABK here.
Say Mr. Bobby's name 3 times.
Well, we've already risked it with Candyman. No, okay, that's not a thing then. Okay, it's where I'm now murdered as it comes out my mirror. Yeah, Mr. Bobby, God, is stood there watching you, and you can hear the revelry of what's going on in the pub. Before we come back to you coming back into the pub, we're going to go to Colin. Colin, what have you been doing while they have been dealing with suspiciously large sausages?
I have been lying on the mattress/spring bed combination and meditating.
I want you to make me an influence roll. We're going to actually have a first dice roll here.
You want to explain how that works now we've got to that bit?
Yes. So this is going to be a matter of how relaxed you can make yourself feel on this really uncomfortable bed. So an influence roll. So there are 3 types of rolls in this game. There is a challenge roll, an influence roll, and a weird roll, which is basically another form of influence. The challenge roll is when you come across something difficult and you need to overcome an obstacle or a challenge. These have their own specific ratings. Easy, genuine, difficult, potent. It depends on things like that. An influence roll is used just to kind of determine random various knickknacks here and there that might make the storytelling a little bit more entertaining. And I feel here the influence roll might be a little bit of entertainment because Colin is trying to relax and recover from a stressful journey on a really uncomfortable bed where the springs are probably going to injure him. So, you take a number of dice. So a player making an influence roll takes a number of dice equal to the relevant value and rolls them all at once. The result is the highest number rolled on any of the dice. So roll the number of dice, pick the highest number. The higher, the better. The story.
And this will be an influence roll against mind, presumably, because it's meditation. So my mind is 7, so I will roll 7 dice.
You are used to dealing with stressful situations, so you have quite a strong mind.
Okay, so I have no 6s, but I have 2 5s.
You have a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
You do manage to relax. You manage to kind of sit there and you start to hum tunes. You can block out the sounds of the pub downstairs. You're content because you know you have some nice food coming for you. At least you hope you have some nice food coming for you. The kids have gone away. You're not hearing Eric yap in your ear for constantly asking questions about the countryside. And the bed is slightly more comfortable than the chair in the bus. Chair in a bus? The seat in a bus. But there is one small spring that just every now and then tweaks you, stops you fully relaxing. But you are quite calm, quite relaxed. And we'll give you a bonus on a social interaction later because you are now calm. So you can have a bonus at some point.
What can I hear?
Yeah. So if it's a challenging situation, I'll give you an extra +1 to it.
Okay. Yeah. What can I hear going on around me in the pub?
Are you trying to listen to things that are going on around you in the pub, or are you trying to block it out so you can just have a bit of peace and quiet?
It's the sound that naturally enters my thoughts whilst I'm kind of in a Zen space.
So it's just natural pub sounds, nothing untoward. Maybe a little bit more jovial and giddy as it sounds that maybe the prep for the festival, but nothing that you're not used to. A lot quieter and calmer, less angry, shouty than you'd get in London. Occasionally you hear a tweet outside of the birds and neigh of a horse kind of down the street, yap of a small yappy dog.
Okay. I'm going to take a point from the weird pool. What other images come into my head while I'm lying there?
Ooh, okay. As you're lying there and you are relaxing your mind, the feeling of the pub, the same feeling that Eric got but has not told anybody about, you start to feel the age of the building starts to creep into your body, into your mind. And you start to, as you relax and you become Zen-like, I suppose, or your mind starts to wander and drift, accept the noises that are going on around you, you feel as though you're sinking. Even though you can still feel that one little spring digging into your back, you still feel like you're sinking down, down, down. You get a strong smell of apples, of wheat, of flowers, of decay. And you have this strange image of a gravestone buried in a tree with no name on it. And as that comes through, it fades away, and the thought is just left there as if a passing dream. It fades out of your mind. And the spring brings you back.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to stay in your room for a bit?
Yeah.
Cool.
For now.
So, Eric and Annabelle, as you come back to the pub, you've seen Mr. Bobby. He seems to... He pulls up his trousers. You see pink and yellow socks. You enter the pub. The pub is full of people. There must be now 30 people in the pub. There's now a pot over the fire. The fire is going. There's liquid in there. There's that smell of apples that you smelled earlier, Eric. It's a lot stronger now. It's almost as if they're making cider, or a mulled cider, a fruity cider in that pot. There's a few women around it, a few men. They're lobbing things in, stirring it, every now and then tasting it, laughing jovially. There's a group of women in the corner who appear to be sewing something, measuring cloth and things, and they're stood on the table in the center of the room are two teenagers, a boy and a girl. They're probably around 17 years old, you'd guess, roughly your kind of age. They are stood there looking very regal, but also very, very hassled as people move around them, kind of measuring them up, making them stand still, kind of trying to dress them, undress them, as if they're being fitted for outfits. And the barman is pulling pints and things. The girl has flowers entwined in her hair. The boy has someone trying to choke him with a tie at the moment, trying to make it fit, and he's just like as kids are wont to be. And it's no one's paid you any attention as you've walked in. They're too busy doing their own tasks. It looks very much like they're just preparing for a fete for the festival.
Annabelle, should we see if they'll give us some of that cider? I think they're making cider.
Yeah, why not?
Or mulling a cider.
Yeah, you want to go ask?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, I'm gonna go bring Mr. Colin his sausage.
Okay, here you go. Careful, it's suspiciously hot.
It is hot.
Make sure you take it sideways through the door because it's also suspiciously big.
It certainly is. Will you hold my chips?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go bring Mr. Colin his sausage.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go and ask if I could have some cider from the pot people.
As you walk over, they don't really notice you walking over. They're too busy laughing and chatting amongst themselves. It sounds like inane excitement chatter. Nothing particular of any interest. Just about tomorrow, about how excited they are for the New Year festival, the bringing in of the new season, and things. So. Oh, hello there. This one's really posh now. We've got to guess the accent game again. Hello, hello. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Eric.
Hi, Eric.
I'm old enough to drink, and I was just wondering if I could have some cider for me and my friend and the coach driver, Mr. Colin.
Yes, you can certainly have cider. You'd have to get it from the bar, though.
Oh, what are you making in the pot?
This is for tomorrow.
Oh.
No one's allowed to touch this cider. This is all for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I don't suppose you could get us some ciders because I've just got my hands full with these chips at the moment. I don't suppose you could get me three.
I've got to make this cider. I've got to deal with this. Why would I don't know you. Why would I help you?
Well, I was just asking just because I've got these chips.
Well, maybe you should eat the chips and then come down and get a cider afterwards.
I don't want to rush these chips. They're very fancy.
If
chips.
I get it for you, I have to leave here. Then I'm going to have to hold your drink. And mate, no, just go away. Annoying child.
Okay, thanks. Thanks anyway. Thanks very much.
Can you... No, I'm going to ignore that. Yes, you are now being ignored. The processes that you're seeing, you've obviously never seen people make beer before, I'm going to guess. You've heard stories of from school and from a kid, you've heard stories of the brewers and things. It's like, it's a man's job. In modern times, it's a man's job. But it's quite clearly here that the women are in charge, and that the men are being bossed around the cider. So, just leave
Can
that.
I make it back? Can I make it back from giving Mr. Collin his sausage?
Yes, you can do. Mr. Collin, you now have a suspiciously large and suspiciously hot sausage to enjoy. One end is battered, one end is red. Best of both.
Yes, I noticed that when that half battered and half red when she hands it over, and Colin is like, "Oh, main course and dessert."
Brilliant.
Eric, how'd it go with the cider?
Not good, actually. They were trying to make me go to the bar, and then I didn't think I would do very well at the bar. So when I asked them to go to the bar for me, they said no. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're just going to have these chips.
Well, let me try at the bar.
Oh, all right.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll hold the chips some more.
You're going to make me try and remember the bad accent I did now for the barman, aren't you?
Excuse me.
All right, my love. A man of many talents, I am.
Can I get a couple of ciders for me and my friend?
Certainly, my dear. And he disappears, and he starts pumping the cider. Comes back. There you go, my dear. Hope you enjoy them very muchly. That'll be... I don't know. That'll be like 3 shillings. We're not as expensive as the chippy. That chippy is very expensive.
Here you go.
Well, thank you very much. Be careful. It's probably a bit stronger than what you're used to down in the sea. We make it proper like out here.
Okay, great. Eric, I got the ciders.
Well done. Wow, that's brilliant. Did he ask you any questions?
No, he just told me that they were really strong.
Oh, even better.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
All right, let's sit down.
Okay. Do you think we can just eat our chips? Yeah.
No one's even paying attention to us. Who cares?
Okay.
There's nowhere to really sit in the pub at the moment. You'd have to probably stand by the bar. All the tables are covered in like paraphernalia, and there's people making corn dollies and things in the corner as well. So all the tables are kind of full.
Maybe we should go.
There's no place to sit. What do you want to do?
Maybe we should go and use one of the spare beds as a table. It's hard enough.
Yeah, we could do that.
We'll bring the glasses down when we're done.
Sounds good.
Also, see if I can get the money off Mr. Collin for that sausage. It's
Oh yeah, that was an expensive sausage.
yeah, it's £1.
Well, it was really, really big.
Yeah, but there's, you'd want a month's supply of sausages for that.
Well, you're the one who offered to pay up front, so that's on you.
Yeah, that was, with hindsight, a bit silly. But let's go and have our cider and chips. What a day!
You go back to your room. You make up a vague table-like thing out of one of the spare beds. You sit down, start eating your chips. As you take that first sip of cider, as it comes up towards your nose, you get the whiff. This is something like you've never smelt before. It's pure, it's crisp, it's clean. You can almost smell the flowers of the fields coming through it. You can also have that slight acidic smell of the alcohol in it. It kind of burns your nose a little bit as it gets towards you. And that first sip that you take, it is sweet, it is delicious, it is warming, it makes you think of nice summer's days, playing out in the fields, being free, going around. And then the burning hits as the alcohol trickles down your throat. And it is the strongest alcohol you've ever had. It burns. It itches your throat. It goes towards your lungs and sets your lungs on fire. Imagine like the first time you ever drank whiskey and suddenly discovered that, that's actually kind of what alcohol is really like. It's that kind of burning that you're feeling, but there's also a coziness to it, a welcoming to it. You start to feel a little bit, almost instantly, a little bit woozy. You've been on a bus for a long day. Feels like the alcohol is kicking in a little bit sooner than it usually would. And as that burns in your chest, there's a knock at your door. Clunk, clunk, clunk. And what we're going to do, before you open that door, is we're going to pause and have our half-time comfort break. Get a drink, get a snack, go to the loo. Make yourself a cup of tea. The usual things that we do at half-time. So
buy a sausage.
Buy a sausage, eat the sausage, half cook a sausage, one of the two. So we will take a 5-10 minute break, and we'll be back probably about 25 past 10-ish. And we'll start up then. We're probably not going to run that late, but yeah. So just a little bit of a comfort break, and we should be back soon. So see you all in a minute. Bye. And we're back, I hope. It looks like we're back. So, I've not got myself on mute, have I? No, I haven't.
No, but I had. So the fact that I was just confirming that I could see us was completely pointless. We're so professional.
We're doing well. We're doing well. We know exactly what's going on. We know how this thing works. Oh, I feel so out of practice of doing this. It's very bizarre.
This is the first Twitch stream since the ill-fated Aliens RPG.
There was one I did after this that I tried to do after Alien with Fiona. We tried to do Death in Space. I tried to stream that in Germany. That's where I learned that I didn't have good enough internet connections.
To be fair, the Alien RPG was essentially Death in Space.
It was a lot of Death in Space, but Death in Space is a lot more single person alone. Aliens in Space. It's a lot more cosmic horror.
We just died as a group. It was all good.
I then played some games with Tom. I beat a werewolf up with a car door.
Nice.
Fun.
That was quite impressive. That one.
Was it a silver car?
No, it was quite old and battered. And then it was even more battered because the werewolf didn't like being hit by a car door, so he ripped the car door off and threw it at the car. And then it all went wrong, and you'll have to go watch the game to follow that. But yeah, I don't make things go bad for Tom at all. Right, anyway, sidetracking as always. Let's get back to knock, knock, knocking on your chamber door. Tap, tap, tapping. On Eric and Annabelle's door.
Is that Mr. Colin? Mr. Colin?
Just answer the door.
Yeah. How's my walk-in?
You're not mashed. You're just feeling a little bit tipsy, a little bit warm, a little bit happy.
It just made me think like you have a notice on your back, like on those lorries. At, how's my walking? Phone.
How am I walking?
Not how is my walking, but how am I walking?
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Have you opened the door, or are you doing it through the door?
I'm shouting that at the door as I walk towards the door.
Hello?
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 Who's that? Sounds like the fish and chip shop lady. Maybe she got the prices wrong. Opens the door.
In front of you, you see the two teenagers who were stood on the table.
Oh, hello.
Hi. We don't often see new people around here. The boy is speaking. He's kind of looking sideways every now and then at the girl. They look a little bit nervous. I've forgotten their names. I've just got to find their names. 1 second. They're looking a little bit nervous, kind of around a little bit. We shouldn't be here. Yeah, we saw you got some alcohol.
Oh.
The boy opens up the side of his jacket. It's like, yeah, we got some as well.
Oh, nice one. I'm Eric.
Oh,
What's your name?
I'm Jeremy. Nice to meet you. This is Valerie.
Hello.
The girl, timidly.
Hi guys, I'm Annabelle.
Hi.
Eric, what are you doing? Tell him to come in.
Come on in. We've just made an impromptu table out of the bed. There's no mattresses. What's that about?
It's just we're not used to visitors around here. No,
People sleep.
We sleep in beds. Just we don't have visitors, so we don't. The pub is never busy.
You don't have any. But surely with the festival, lots of people are coming in to town, right? From Bobville and Little Town.
This is just it's a local village. It's a local village, local festival. No one comes to visit us. We don't usually have outsiders come. They don't usually partake. But let's not sit in here. Let's get outside. Let's go outside. We've got this really nice place. We can go sit. We've got a secret place we like to sit.
Oh wow, that sounds cool.
Good. Yeah. What do you guys do for fun around here?
We you can see as they contemplate what to tell you that there's something going on behind the face. It's a very quick kind of look of Eep. But then as soon as they say it, they've gone, oh, we go to the fields, we run around, go and explore the local woodlands. There's not much for kids to do around here. There's no... It's the school, and we hang around at the school and annoy the teachers. During the school day, the weekend, we just annoy the farmers.
I'll bring my I Spy books.
Eric, nobody wants to do those stupid I Spy books with you. Come on, we've
They
got our...
have literally got nothing to do.
We've
The
got
I
our-
Spy books are the best.
The cider is the fun, okay?
My cider is strong.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, these people are weird, but boy, there's some good eating around here.
We're just going to pop out for a bit, Mr. Colin. Don't wait up for us. We're going to go look at the church brass rubbings.
Come on, let's go. He's probably asleep. He's ancient.
Yeah,
You through the door.
I reckon he's nearly 30.
Through the door, you can just hear a voice go, "Yeah, whatever."
Did we bring our brass rubbing kit just in case?
Why not?
I'll put it in my backpack. I'll bring my backpack with the brass rubbing. I'll pop a couple of I Spy books in.
Now here's
I
an
Spy
ultimate
in the
question.
church. I
Ultimate
Spy.
question about the book. Not the book, the backpack.
Yeah,
One shoulder or two?
2.
Okay.
don't think the one
Modern for the
shoulder fashion
times.
I don't think that would come in. And then had it?
No,
Um,
I just remember as a kid that I would always wear. I'm not that old. I'm not the 70s, but I'd always wear it on one shoulder.
Oh yeah, but this is for like, if you're going for a big hike, you need to.
Also, you got like a
distribute the
proper
weight.
rucksack.
Yes.
He's a guy with I Spy books. Of course, it's 2 shoulders.
Mm.
He probably has the I Spy book of I Spy books.
Yeah, the membership book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I do have that, and also in the game.
Jeremy and Valerie kind of share strange looks with each other. Go, whatever. So yeah, come.
And
And,
I grab the last of my chips and have another sip of the booze. Well, no, we're bringing the booze, right? We're bringing the booze.
Yeah.
You bring the booze, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't go down the front. We don't want them to see us leaving. We've got to... And they take you down out the back. You go out the back, and the back of the pub is a cobbled yard. Would have been probably like a coaching yard at some point. It's now just full of trash, rubbish bins, rubbish bags, detritus, old beer barrels floating around. There's a wooden fence that they take you through, and they kind of run you down the back streets. Kind of going down all the back behind all the gardens of all the houses and things. And they eventually take you to the church. The old guy that you saw having a cig earlier, he's not there. At least he's not on the wall like he was before. But you can't see him. And then they take you into the. Go, yeah, come. We'll go around the back, and no one will see us. There's a kind of a covered corner with the trees and stuff, and we like sit there and like. As they walk around, Jeremy pulls out a bag of rolly back and he starts rolling a cigarette. Do you want one?
I'm all right, thanks. I like to go. Need to keep my exercise up. I like to do a lot of big walking, so I don't really like to have any ciggies.
What about yourself, Annabelle?
I'll share one with you, Jeremy.
Yeah, fair enough. He rolls the cigarette, then lights it up and starts smoking away. Valerie does the same. She just starts smoking up. And then they sit down in the back. It's like the real back corner. It's very, very overgrown thicket, and Jeremy and Valerie kind of jump up and sit on. Words fail me. The big, over the ground graves things.
Crypt?
Crypt, not a crypt. That's the kind of more the building.
What are they called? Those things? Like a bed.
It looks like a concrete.
I know the ones you mean.
Anyone in the chat know what I'm talking about? Because my brain is just ugh today. I can't even think of the name of the thing that they look like now. Coffin. There we go. And like a stone coffin on top of the ground. What are they called?
They don't have the people in them, though, right? This is not part of the game.
Like a sarcophagus.
But
Yeah.
the people are still 6 feet under the ground.
Maybe.
The bodies. They don't put them in the stone thing above ground, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's just rich people being flamboyantly rich.
But it's a handy place. It's a handy place to sit.
Yeah, it's where you go to sit. You can put your bottles of booze on there and things. So yeah, they're sitting on one of those. Kind of, I suppose, a sarcophagus kind of thing.
So, you two, are you like a prom king and queen? Have you heard of a prom? I saw a film about a prom recently. It didn't go very well for the girl.
Yeah, we're the festival king and queen. Yes. I suppose that's one way you can do it. But we don't want to talk about that. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll deal with that tomorrow. Tonight is a night for us to celebrate, I suppose. It's the beginning of spring. It's our last night to be doing what we want to do. So we're out here. We want to have a bit of fun, have a bit of jolliness, joviality. Get to know some new people. We don't see many visitors. We don't get to know people outside of town. What's it like? Where are you from?
Just outside London.
London's a big city.
Mm-hmm.
What's a city like? How many people live there?
Oof. Right now. Oh, let me have a think. I'd guess. I'd say probably about 7 million.
7 people?
7 million people live in London. Yeah,
Are you from
how many
London as
people
well,
live in
Annabelle?
Solemn Vale?
There's about 100 people here, maybe 150.
Wow, were they all in the pub?
All of the council were in the pub.
You got a council, even though there's 100 people.
Parish councils. Everyone's got a council.
What does the council do?
Parishy things.
Bins and stuff.
I guess so. I don't know. But yeah. Tell us about the city. What do you do in the city? You asked us what we do for fun. So what do you guys do for fun? Tell us about the city. It's like, you say there's like 7 million people. Do you know them all? Like, we know everybody here. can't imagine knowing all 7 million people. That's like more than I can. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
Valerie slaps his hands down. He's like, "You're not going to count to 1 million. Come on, don't be stupid. I'm sure I can. I can do it. I can do it. I'm fine.
Yeah, we don't know everybody. I
Right,
mean,
like-
if you go, we're outside the city, but if you go into the city, there's not anybody that I know.
Wow, it must be really strange not knowing people. Who's that guy you came with? Do you know him?
Colin.
Yeah, we know him. We came with him.
Hmm.
He seemed a bit weird.
Well, we're not friends with him.
And at
He's
that
just-
point, you see Colin walk down the street. He's far enough away that he can't hear that, but you see him walk down the street. You're not friends. Why are you in a van
Guys,
with him
duck
then
down,
if you're not
duck
friends
down.
with
I
him?
don't want Colin to see us.
Colin! Jeremy calls out.
Colin turns around and sees them and goes, "Ah!" and shouts to Eric, "You doing a rubbing in the graveyard?"
Maybe if I get lucky and find a thing to rub. These chest tombs, as I believe they're called, they're no good rubbing unless you want just kind of gravel. May as well rub gravel.
Whatever takes your fancy. I'm going for a walk.
Where are you going for a walk?
Don't know, I haven't been here before. Around the village. Wherever the road takes.
Colin, I would just say the fish and chip shop's quite expensive, and it's just a chip shop.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it just called Chips?
It's called and chips, and we had their suspiciously last sausage.
It was all right.
Yeah. Okay. If you could-
Suspiciously hot though.
If you could give me the money for it, that would be great.
Yeah, remind me later when I'm back.
Okay. Have a good walk.
Enjoy your rubbing.
Try to.
So we will leave Eric and Annabelle for a little bit. Let them have a few more drinks with the two teenagers. Just general chit chat. You're just kind of getting to know each other. Nothing untowards happens. You just have a few more drinks, a few smokes. Jeremy tries to convince Eric to have a smoke. Don't know how well that'll go. We'll deal with an influence roll later on that one, I think, maybe, or a challenge roll. We'll come back to Colin as he has a wander around the village now. So, Colin, you're wandering around. It's early evening. The sun is still a little bit up. You've still got maybe an hour or two before sunset. There's a night. It's warm. It's pleasant. There's a gentle breeze blow through. Other than the noise in the pub, it seems quite quiet. You occasionally glance a few people sat around a table as you glance through the windows. They're having their dinners. It's all very, very prim, very proper. A few houses have flowers nailed onto the door. They all look, well, say flowers. They are very, very dead flowers. Very, very dry, very, very old flowers on the doors. Some of them look like they've had nails. Some of the doors look like they've had nails removed from them recently. And as you head down one of the streets, kind of a little bit further away from the church, you notice there's an entrance to one of the orchards, and there's a really large archway, stone archway built into this entrance. So there's the hand stone built wall. There's no mortar in there, and then there's a quite sturdy looking, even though it's hand not mortared, archway that leads into this woodland, this orchard. It's quite dark through those trees. They're quite closely packed together, but there's a very, very straight, clear path, well-trodden path down there, and you kind of get a shudder as you see it.
Okay. One of the things I'm looking for as I'm walking around actually as well is a phone box.
There was a phone box by the police station.
Okay. Because I ought to phone to let the coach company know that we arrived. Maybe I'll do it in a bit. In that case. Okay. So he thinks about going into the orchard, but doesn't. Although he thinks he might later. But for now, walks on past the arch.
The further you kind of head down there, you start to see just more and more fields, wheat fields, barley fields, oilseed rape fields, just as far as the eye can see. There's a few other orchard fields around, but you've basically started to leave the village.
I was going to say, it's evident that that's the road out of the village then. So if he doesn't go any further down there, he turns back to go back towards the village, because he specifically wants to kind of see what other, shops and amenities and other things are there in the village. Because if he's going to be stuck in the village with these kids for a weekend or whatever, find what else is around, So he walks back into the village. Are there any kind of parish notice boards or,
there is
signs in the post office window or anything like that?
Yeah, so there's the notice board outside the church, and at the shop, there was a notice board in the window as well.
Okay, so as he passes the church, going back the other way, then I'll stop and look at the notice board to see what parish notices are up.
So there is one notice in the middle of the notice board, and it says, what does it say? A festival for the old one. King and Queen sacrifices to bring in the new year. And it's covered in apples, funny flowery pictures. It just looks like a general kind of what you'd have probably remembered from your childhood as a general spring festival, May Day kind of thing. Nothing so untoward about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he makes note of that, and then walks
one
back.
more thing. Sorry, it says
Oh,
one
yeah.
more. It says one more thing at the bottom.
Right.
Sing for the trees, sing for the fields, that they may bear many a plum, many a year.
Right. He's like, why does it say plum when there's all these pictures of apples, I wonder? Strange. And walks on. Back to where the police station is, to the phone box. Goes into the phone box. has a look to see if there's any of those little advertising cards and things that you get in phone boxes stuck up.
No, this is a very old, even considering it's the 1970s, it's an old phone box. It looks like you'd have to call through to an operator. Tap 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 the handle to call through. There's no things in there at all. There's not even a phone book.
Okay. Well, he knows the office number anyway. Then so I'll pick up the receiver and listen for a dialing tone while I'm looking for a slot to put the 2p in.
There is a slot to put the money in.
Okay.
And and conveniently it's 2p. It's a remarkably cheap phone compared to everything else in this video.
Compared to the fish and chip shop. Okay. So yeah, rotary dial the number. So it's only got 4 or 5 digits.
It's not even got the O blah 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 area code in it. It's that early.
It would just be 01.
Region 01, Region 02.
Yeah. So I phoned the office to let them know.
Hello, St. Winifred's School.
Oh, hello. It's Colin,
Oh, hello,
the bus
Colin.
driver.
You got there all right, then, Colin?
Yes, yeah. We've arrived. We've booked into the pub.
Very nice, very nice. Is it all right down there?
It's a bit basic.
Well, yes. It won't be my choice of place to go, but I've not gone, so I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you know when we're coming back in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, just no need to rush or anything. Kids aren't being missed. Teacher's still off. He's still ill. He says he's got a bad tummy. He had some shrimp or something. I don't know.
Probably a good thing he didn't come then. The sausage is suspiciously hot.
Oh, was it suspiciously large as well?
It was
we
quite
get
wide.
small ones here.
It was quite wide.
Oh, maybe I should go down and like myself a suspiciously wide sausage every now and then.
I'll bring you one back.
Oh, that'd be great, thank you.
Okay, I'll speak to you in a couple of days then. You know, unless we all die in the meantime.
Yeah, don't go crashing the bus. That's a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, all those villagers, there's a little bit of a murdery tendency in them, so yeah, be careful.
It's all right. There's some kind of festival on, so I think we're just going to go and eat an apple or two.
Excellent. Well, have fun, and I'll see you
All
later.
right.
Ta-ra.
See you in a couple of days.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Boom. And hang over. Well, I kept that accent going quite well there, and then didn't
That was good.
drift too much.
It was appreciated. Look, favourite voice yet.
I agree. Yeah, favourite voice. Yeah.
There we go. The vote of the chat. Voice of the day.
So everybody is
St.
now
Winifred
going to have to
School
say.
secretary.
Everyone's going to sound like a school secretary now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's fine. Then. So, yeah, I'll just continue wandering around and see if I can find anything else interesting, really.
Make me a challenge roll. In fact, actually, yeah, make me a challenge roll, and then the result of this might come in later.
Okay.
Challenge roll for everybody. This is when difficult things happen. So when there's an obstacle or something to come over, or like a big story point to come in. This is slightly different to the influence rolls. You're not rolling a number of dice. You are rolling one dice and adding your skill set to it to get past a number. So you have 3 skills. You have body, soul, and mind, and these relate to various things. So body is obstruction, pursuit, and threat. Mind relates to logic, pressure, and wits. And soul relates to foreboding, invocation, and taint. So if I think they've got to get past a physical obstacle, you'll do a body check. If it's logical puzzles and things like that, it's mind. And if it's just something that's going to mentally affect you, it's your soul. I am going to say wits. So this is a logic roll. So take your wits, your logic number, roll the dice, and add them together.
Mind.
So yeah, I have a number for mind.
Mind, yes, you have a very big number for mind.
I do.
7.
It's 7.
We all doing this.
No,
just me,
just Mark at the moment. You'll be doing some dice rolling in a second.
I have rolled a 6.
Whoa. So that is what, total of 13.
13.
Yeah. You've definitely succeeded on that. The thing will come in a minute. I'm just going to deal with Eric and Annabelle to see whether everything happened, whether they come along with the whole discovery thing.
Okay.
So, Eric, Annabelle, you have finished the drink that you brought, the cider that you brought. You are feeling very, very tipsy now. And Eric and Jeremy and Valerie seem to be very friendly now and are really encouraging you to drink more and have more fun. Play a few silly games around the churchyard, like tag and stuff like that, and trying to make you smoke, properly smoke. I want you both to make influence rolls. Okay, so this is to see whether they can influence you into drinking more and smoking more. So this will be, I will let you choose either mind or soul.
I think mine would be soul.
Mm-hmm.
I think that mine would probably be soul as well.
Cool. So you are going to roll the number of dice that you have in soul and tell me your highest number.
6 for me.
Cool.
6 for me.
Oh, okay. So
Screw you, cigarettes.
So with this, you become aware, I suppose. So you refuse the cigarettes if you don't want them, but you partake in the drink with as much as you want to drink. You're very good at kind of staying them off. They're a bit like hyperactive 12-year-olds, and you're kind of used to it being in the school. They're all around you. So you're used to kind of like, yeah, pretending and dealing with them. But what you do get is a feeling that there is a desperation behind them. A desperation for fun and enjoyment beyond just kind of, oh, you're new people. And for a brief second, they go, we're going to play hide and seek. Those two run off and leave you two by yourself. And as you two are left by yourself, Colin comes wandering around the back of the church to where you are.
Oh, still here then.
Hi, Mr. Colin.
Hello, Mr. Colin. Have you been for a walk?
I have. That's why I went down that way, and now I'm back walking.
Did you see anything?
Saw an orchard.
Ah.
Saw a phone box.
Oh.
Not much else.
That's it. That is it.
Some fields.
Oh yeah, I saw a few of them. Tick them off in my book.
And a white dog poo.
Those are current.
Oh my God, Eric, he's going to know that we've been drinking if you don't stop talking to him.
What? Okay.
Bye, Mr. Colin.
Where are you going? Bye.
We're just gonna do some rubbing. Probably go in the church and have a look.
Okay.
So,
Go a look.
as you're all about to Colin's about to separate, and you're about to go into the church. Colin, you trip on. So you're on the outside of the wall, not actually within the church. So and you, Annabelle and Eric are on inside of the graveyard. You stub your toe against something, and as you look down, you see there's a gravestone. Half buried.
Do I recognise it?
It is very, very, very similar. It kind of knocks that memory back into your head of the dream that you had earlier. There is no name on it. It is blank, as far as you can tell from where it is.
Okay. Colin finds this slightly curious.
Are you going to look at it more?
Yes, absolutely.
You want to do a rubbing of what you found there, Colin?
No, I'm good, thanks. I'm just looking.
As you look down and look closer at it, you notice there is a faint engraving on it. You can't quite make it out. It's a little bit moss overgrown, but it's not that old. This gravestone looks like it's not been there for that long. You wouldn't be able to guess. You're not an expert in gravestone and mossy stuff. But as you look up and kind of scan the area, you notice kind of leading back into the woods in the overgrowth behind the church, more and more gravestones heading back.
Okay.
The further back they get, the more that they're covered. You also notice as you look up and back into the church at Eric and Annabelle, something that those two have probably not paid that much attention to because there's been alcohol and people have been nattering at them for so long. A freshly dug grave.
I might go over and have a look at that.
You go over, there is... It's... You've heard the story, you kind of know how big a grave should be. You know what the shape of a human is. This one seems to be a bit too wide. It's probably long enough to fit a person in. If you lay down beside it, you'd know that you'd easily fit into it, but it's quite wide.
Suspiciously wide?
Suspiciously wide.
It's probably for the sausage.
There is no gravestone yet set in it, but there is a gravestone, a very shiny, brand new, spanking looking gravestone leaning against the wall of the church.
Okay.
What does it say on your gravestones over there, Mr. Colin?
What, on that one over there? I gestured to the first one.
Yeah.
Blank.
Is it, what we could do? I saw this on. I read it in a Hardy Boys book, probably. We could do a rubbing, and we'll be able to see what's written on the gravestone. Should we have a go?
I know you're not happy unless you're rubbing something, so yeah, go for it.
So I'll go and give it a rub. And can I make out the words if I do that?
But as you give it a rub,
Is it MacGyver?
you have to vigorously press hard and quick to get anything out of it.
Standard.
We're clean and innocent here. You do notice that there are possibly 2 letters engraved on it. One is a K and one is a Q.
It's got a K and a Q on it, guys.
As you scream that out, Jeremy and Valerie come around the corner going, "Don't touch them. Don't touch those with no name. Don't touch those with no name.
Huh?
Don't touch those with no name. Don't. It's forbidden."
We're just... Okay.
See, Eric, I told you that nobody wanted to see your rubbing.
All right. But... Well, what's all right to rub then, Jeremy? And
You can rub whatever you want, just not those.
these and those ones over there. Why are they not in the churchyard? What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing's going on.
They
Just
might go
ignore
down
them.
the
Just
street.
ignore them. Just ignore them. You've not seen them. Just pretend they're not there.
It's pretty hard to pretend a gravestone's not there.
Just look at the other ones. Look at the other ones. These ones have got really nice names, really nice engravings. These are pretty. They're boring. There's nothing on them. You don't want those. Those have no name.
I'm sorry for your loss as well. Who's the big grave for? Is it someone who was quite big?
No one. It's not for anyone. At that point, Jeremy and Valerie start to look very nervous. Like they kind of want to tell you something, but can't. Like you just had to ruin the fun, didn't you? You had to ruin it. We're having such a good time drinking, playing games, and you just knew we shouldn't have hung out with the city folk. Yeah, Valerie, let's just go. Let's just go. Leave them to be their city folk weirdness. They don't get our ways here. Touching things they're not meant to touch. Rubbing things they're not meant to rub. Just leave them to it. And they walk off.
I think I've offended them a bit there, Annabelle. Maybe it's the grave of their big granddad.
Yeah, you think? You know, I really thought Jeremy liked me, and you ruined it.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to see what was on the grave, and it was in that Hardy Boys book. Or 3 investigators.
Do you think we should go after him?
I think if you think Jeremy likes you, you definitely should. Feel a bit embarrassed, to be honest, in a minute.
Well, I think you should apologize.
Okay. I'll tell them I'm sorry about their big granddad.
Don't call it their big granddad. Tell him you're sorry for touching the thing you weren't supposed to touch.
Okay. Their big granddad. Jeremy, Valerie, we're sorry.
They've long gone. They seem to have miraculously disappeared.
We're quite good at hide and seek.
They are very good at hide and seek. So you saw them head into town. Sorry, head into the village, and you kind of follow them, trying to catch up with them, and they do seem to have just kind of disappeared. So you think, well, where could they have gone? Maybe back to the pub, where they were being dressed up. It's probably now about 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. The sun has set. The pub lights are all on, and you remember you were told not to be downstairs at this time. The front door is locked. All the curtains are drawn, but you can hear people inside.
Is Mr. Colin with us?
Is Mr. Colin with them?
No, he's still in the graveyard.
Can we get back in the back way that we went out with Jeremy and Valerie?
Yes.
Come on, Eric, let's go back around back and get back in that way.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I said, the barman said don't go downstairs. I think he said at night as well. So, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get another cider.
Well, I don't think you need another cider.
I don't know. It tastes really hot, warm.
Well, let's see if we can get back to the room without anybody seeing us.
Okay. It's pretty early for bed, though, and those beds are pretty uncomfortable. Did you bring any cards?
I did bring cards.
We could play cards. Do you want to play cards?
All right, Eric.
I've got a Top Trumps I Spy set, but I forgot to bring it.
Oh, no.
I'm really intrigued now. I want to know how you play Top Trumps I Spy.
It's just a Top Trumps card for each different I Spy book.
What are the ratings? What do they all? What scores?
Number of pages.
Points, pages, and amount of spies eyed.
Just the 3.
Mm.
Oh, I've got an.
And they're all exactly the same. And cows.
There's a Top Trumps in this.
Ooh.
It's the.
Is that the Hellebore one?
Yeah.
Oh, the one with the Professor Ronald Hutton card.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I used it to teach people about Margaret Murray and why she shouldn't be in there.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, okay. Just because I'm now aware of the time, I'm going to speed through a little bit to get to the end of the evening. I want you all of you, to make me. So you usually do this to end the story, but I'm going to do this at the end of each scene. I'm going to make you do a weird roll. So this is just an influence roll based on your weird stat, which should be, I think everyone has a weird stat starting of 2, and then you add in the number of weird dice that you have. So Tracy, you'll have only 2 dice. James, you will have, I think, 3 now. Yeah. Mark, you'll have 3, 4.
3.
Whatever. You will roll this. And then I will tell you stories related to your result and how it connects. Maybe to the weird, maybe not to the weird. Maybe to the story, maybe not to the story. As you all get tired and you go to sleep and you begin to dream. So I want you all to roll your dice, please, and tell me your highest and low. Tell me your highest and your lowest number.
So 1 dice per weird point, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. My lowest number is a 1. My highest number is a 2. Colin has also elected, rather than trying to get back into the pub, to just get on the bus and listen to some more Floyd.
Ooh. Okay. Annabelle.
A Sid Barrett one.
My highest number is a 5, and my lowest number is a 4.
Okay. And Eric.
1 and 6.
Ooh. Okay.
Full gamut.
Make a choice. 1 or 6.
1.
Okay, cool. So we'll start with Annabelle. After some time of playing cards with Eric, you kind of get a little bit annoyed at his chirpy nature, and you want to turn in. It takes you a little bit of time to kind of find a comfortable way to lie on these 3 pillows and old shirt blankets that are around. But eventually you do begin to drift off. It's a strange place. It's dark. You've never been in a place where the outside is so utterly, utterly dark. There is no... As you drift off, you begin to realise there's no light coming from the moon. The stars are not shining. And in a way you find that comforting. It allows you just to kind of turn off. And you dream pleasant dreams, happy dreams. You have feelings of joy and exuberance, of dancing around a tree, of happiness, of joy, of new life, of spring, of big festivals and excitement. And you just kind of feel like it's like you've heard the stories from the village today of this festival that's happening tomorrow. And you just kind of, you get this feeling of just peace and calm and new beginnings. You wake up in the morning quite refreshed, quite happy. Eric and Colin. As you lay there in your beds, trying to sleep, outside the window, it is not...
Hopefully the poach isn't to bed, but yeah.
It is not dark out there. The moon, the full moon, shines through your window, bright, as if it's beaming directly into your eyelids, keeping you awake. You hear the screech of owls as they are hunting the creatures of the night, looking for food, fighting each other for the scraps that remain. The mice you hear skittering through the field, looking for the dropped apple pips, the discarded corn kernels. There is no life here, there is no joy here. There's only death. There's a smell of burning that you can feel in the back of your nose, goes into your throat. Your lungs feel like they're on fire. You walk up to this tree, dead, decayed, burnt, buried within its roots is a gravestone with a K and a Q freshly engraved in it. A wide, wide grave freshly dug at its feet. The grave is empty, waiting, calling, but not being filled. A small yellow flower tumbles out of the tree, down, 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 into the grave. Voice whispers in your head, "This is for those with no name." You wake up feeling disturbed, not like you've had a good night's sleep, almost as if you only maybe had half an hour. Your body aches and it hurts. You cough as if you've been in a dry, arid environment. You're desperate for a glass of water. And you can still smell the ash in your nose. And we shall start the next story, the next scene, next time, whenever that may be, with you having woken up from this. So, I hope that was a nice little happy introduction to the wonderful village of Solemn Vale. But up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In game, I have no idea what that gravestone is for. Out of game, I've got a pretty good idea what K and Q stand for.
Yep.
Must be names of two different types of sausage.
I don't believe it's keep quiet.
It's a Cumberland sausage spelled with a K.
Yeah, and a Cumberland sausage spelled with a Q.
Yeah.
Hard Q.
Yeah, yeah. Or quinoa.
A quinoa sausage. Vegetarian sausage. Yeah, so
Jolly good. Thank you, David.
that's all right. So yeah, as I said, this is very much that folk horror vibe where not much happens and then weird creepy shit happens. It is a wonderful Solemn Vale. We were asked where we can buy it from. It is not yet out to buy. It's still only Kickstarter people.
Yeah,
have
so
it.
the Kickstarter supporters have got the PDF at this stage. The print version is being produced at the moment. It's all laid up. Mark's done it all, but
it's very
hasn't been
pink.
printed. Yeah, it is very pink. Yeah, but our relationship with Solemn Vale goes back to the very early alpha format, which was just A4 typewritten sheets with little bits that said a picture will go here, sort of thing. You know, it's developed a lot since the beginning, but it's a great game.
It's a very very
running
pretty
it?
book.
Because you've not run it before, have you?
No, this is my first delve into it, and the only reason I'm running it is because you're not.
Because I will run one. It just wasn't the right time.
No, it's fine. As soon as I started reading it, it was so like the way the setting is laid out in the book is so evocative. It's just really instantly you can just go roll off storyline in my head. Folk horror and things is something I love, so it's just really really easy to kind of start creating stories.
Yeah.
So when it does come out, do fully recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a couple of. I posted the link in the chat. There's a couple of.
Well, you tried to, but apparently I
playthroughs.
turned off link sharing. So.
Oh, have you? It doesn't show that on mine.
No.
It just shows that it. Go to the Folklore Podcast website. Go to the bonus content section, and there's 2 actual plays in there. There's Family Matters, which is a 6-episode long game, and the Atlas Mines, which is a 2-episode short game, both of which are good.
Do go give them a check out. There's also on Carrion Comfort Studios YouTube channel. There's a 2-parter which is about a music festival.
Very nice.
A heavy metal music festival in the 70s. It's very interesting. Based in America, I think. So I think they shifted the scene. So one of the wonderful things I find about Solemn Vale is you can put Solemn Vale wherever you want. It's specifically kind of designed to be West Country and like Dorset kind of area, but I think you can transplant it into any region you want. So, but anyway, enough of that. Let's go round and do our signs off, say who we are, what we do, and all that kind of malarkey, and then we'll end and let everyone go to bed, or not in Tracy's case. So, James, who are you? Where can people find you? What do you do if they don't already know?
I'm James from the Lawmen podcast. I co-host with Alistair Beckett-King and can be found at lawmenpodcast.com and all the places that you get podcasts, which is the internet.
The internet has many things, and it's made of cats. Mark.
Yes. I am from the Folklore Podcast. There is a link on my background. You can find it there. 8 seasons of episodes plus the bonus content, which has quite a lot of gaming stuff in it. There's the 2 actual plays from Solemn Vale. There's an actual play of the Shivering Circle, which is another folk horror game written by friend of the show, Howard David Ingham. That's a lot of fun. And there's a couple of panel discussions on there about folklore and gaming too. Tom's in one of them with Matthew Dawkins and myself. And David, you've done some stuff too.
Yeah. Talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
And Tracy.
I design escape room style subscription box games. You can find me at madmenandheroes.com. And I ship to the US, Canada, and the UK.
Awesome. I will. Ooh, sorry, I meant to get this up. Break time, I completely forgot. Right, cool. Excellent. And I'm David. I am the Drunken Storyteller. I have a folklore podcast that occasionally gets an episode. I'm turning into Shan from Celtic Myths and Legends, but worse at the moment with the way that I'm doing things. But the thing that Mark was saying, that I was on the folklore podcast once promoting this. Now out in physical copy. Haha. Physical book.
Ooh, nice.
So this is Eye to the Void. This is an RPG book. It is how to take real-world divination and respectfully apply it to your games. So I've looked at various types of divination from across the world and things, done my academic thing with it, and then go, hey, here's how you can apply these ideas to role-playing stuff. So this is only out in a physical copy at the moment. The PDF is being a pain in the ass. We can't get it to do what we want it to do at the moment, but when that is done, it will be up on DriveThru RPG as well. It turned into a rather big book when we were thinking it was going to be small. But yeah, I've spoken to Mark about it on Folklore Podcast, so if you're interested, go have a look at that. You can find the book on hivemindgames.co.uk if you want to buy a physical copy. But yeah, that's that. We shall come back to Solemn Vale, hopefully in the not too distant future, to continue the story of those with no name. So thank you very much, and we shall see you all again soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.